Hello everyone, this is Joy from Mother Gaia Alchemy. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we're talking about lemongrass essential oil and how we get to use it in a metaphysical way, supporting us on multiple layers. So this is an oil that is known for its purifying and cleansing properties. And some people use it in a way to clear the auric space and they might put a few drops in a spritzer bottle with some clean water, pure water, spring water, and use it to clear the space. And that's a really good way to use the essential oil. My personal experience with lemongrass is that it's cleansing and purifying energy or essence is to do with an internal purification. It's to do with an internal detoxification. It's to do with an internal process of clearing what has kept one stuck in painful patterns. So anything that is rooted in resentments or anger or bitterness, blaming, is where this oil comes in and literally starts breaking apart those densities. I like to refer to it as the Hoover of the metaphysical, in the sense that it literally just wants to hoover and eat up and it just wants to eat the toxicity, the darkness, the density that we are sometimes stuck with when we are caught up in old blaming patterns, old patterns of resentment and bitterness and anger towards others, which is why on a physical level and in traditional Chinese medicine as well, this oil is really good for the liver and the gallbladder, because the liver and the gallbladder is what is most affected when we are dealing with anger. And so this oil really helps. It has the compound called geraniol, and geraniol, you will find it in geranium as well, essential oil. And together, these oils, when they have the compound geraniol in it, you can know that that particular compound is essential for liver purification. So when we are dealing with an internal detoxification process, where we are really wanting to, like, we've set an intention, like, I want to deal with my story and I want to be released of this anger, I want to let it go, and it's enough to say I set the intention for that, and then you can bring in the tools and the allies to support you in making that happen, because it's not always that things disappear in an instant. Sometimes we have to work through a process of allowing that to disintegrate. So a story from my own life where lemongrass was very, very present on a daily basis was about 9 years ago, when I was going through my divorce. And I had been working with essential oils in this way already. I was already starting to intuitively choose what I wanted to work with, and I had set an intention that I wanted to make a blend of essential oils that was going to support me during my divorce process. And if you think about what is happening during a divorce, there are so many feelings of resentment, no matter how amicable you want to be, or you want to stay friends. Like, we all have the best intentions as far as that goes, and sometimes it's possible. But in my case, even though I had the intention, there were very real moments of anger and rage and resentment and fury around the entire experience and what it was doing to our family, and what had brought us to that place. And so I was in a place where I was recognizing that I had these very toxic emotions that were, they were healthy emotions. The toxicity comes in when it just like sits and there's no movement with it, and it just packs on layer after layer after layer. There's let me just make that very clear. I don't believe that having anger or expressing anger is, or rage is a negative thing, but it's when it's compacting layer after layer on top of each other. And so that is what was happening with me. It was layer after layer after layer of years of the build up, and I was feeling very, very dense. And in my process, I was choosing 3 essential oils intuitively on a monthly basis. I had a little roller bottle, a 10 ml roller bottle, that I would then I would blend the 3 oils together and add coconut oil to it, a fractionated coconut oil. It stays liquid. And I would use that, and I would use it with intention. And so even just with intention, coming to my space and asking which oils want to be in this blend. And I would do it with my eyes closed and with the bottles closed, so that you don't smell it. Otherwise you're going to choose what you prefer, right? It's the mind and the ego get involved there a little bit. Anyway, in an intuitive way, I was choosing these oils, and for 6 months lemongrass was one of the oils that was in my blend, and I was choosing it without conscious mind. I was just intuitively choosing it, and it for 6 whole months. And I think by month 4, when I'd gotten there, I was going, what, again? And month 5 again, and month 6, are you kidding me, again? And then month 7, it was done. It was a whole different set of oils that I was choosing as my allies for that month. And what I can say is that I was using it across my liver, and I was using it around my belly button on a daily basis. It became part of a daily practice and ritual of releasing and clearing the debris, the energetic toxic debris. This is what lemongrass is really good for. And it was just clearing layer after layer after layer. And so that's my personal experience, and it lifted me to a place where I was able to really release those heavy feelings and make space for something lighter in my relationship with my ex-husband, and even forgiving myself as well. And so that is when I talk about the clearing and the purification properties of the lemongrass essential oil. That's what I mean when I say it's internal. It's an internal purification, rather than using it for your aura, or using it as a clearing spray for the room that you might be working in. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is potent for an internal purification intention. And one of the things that I want to show you, I actually have lemongrass here from our garden that I picked, and you'll see that the leaves are like sharp, they're like a sword. And Adam Barrelay speaks about them, about lemongrass wielding the shield of the sword of light, because in these leaves, being exposed to the light, to the sun, they are bringing in those codes as well, and those codes are what is sitting in the leaves when they are distilled and put through the distillation process. And we then, as we use it, are able to tap into that light that comes in, that literally starts dissolving the dark, dense layers that are holding us in patterns that is not helpful for our well-being, or for moving forward in our spiritual journey. So that is the way I would encourage you to use this essential oil. I would also say that depending on where you're getting your oil from, if you're working with a pure therapeutic grade essential oil, which is what I recommend, because then you're working with just that, and there's no buffers or filling agents that have been added to it, you can then you just know that you're working with a pure oil. Just know that this is a warm, pungent oil. So you get that very lemony fragrance from it. It's lovely. But at the same time, the actual temperature of the lemongrass essential oil, it is quite hot. And so I would avoid applying it directly to the skin. I would always use a carrier oil, or some carrier agent to apply it to the body, so that because it might burn. I like to, with the pure oils that you can ingest, I take just one single drop in a glass of sparkling water. It's summer where we are right now, and I'm really enjoying that. So one drop in a glass of sparkling water with some ice and mint, and it's very refreshing, and you're getting a cleanse on the inside as well. It does sting my lip just a little bit. I would also be careful of giving it to little children, and the elderly as well. So my way that I would recommend using it would be to take it in the air, so by inhaling inhaling the aroma, either directly from the bottle. You can just hold the bottle directly underneath you, or you can put it in a diffuser and have the diffuser going in the space where you are working when you have that intention to clear whatever that density is within you. And or you can mix it up with a carrier oil, just a couple of drops. If it's a 10 ml bottle, I wouldn't do more than maybe 5 to 7 drops of the pure oil. I would put into a 10 ml carrier, and just mix that up a little bit and apply that to your belly. And so when you're meditating, when you are praying, when you're journaling, when you're in a creative process, you can apply it, bring it into your process, and apply it to your body, and have it going in the field around you as well. And you will, if you use it with consistency every day, with that intention to clear what is on the inside that you are done with, that you know you are done with, even as far as limiting self-beliefs, where you've started believing other people's stories about you in terms of what you can and can't do, where you're holding yourself back, this is going to clear all of that density. So yeah, I would recommend using it on a regular basis, like daily, until you know intuitively that it's done. So that's how I like to use lemongrass essential oil. You can bring in your allies as well. You can bring in your crystal allies. I recommend smoky quartz, because smoky quartz is very grounding, but it's also very clearing. It holds a very clearing energy, but you can also bring in selenite, and even just clear quartz as well. So yeah, thank you so much for being with me here today, and for listening, and for staying. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, because I'm going to be sharing more as the time passes. Much love to you.